Hello, my name is Nicholas Parsons, and I'd like your attention for just a minute. Actually, that's the title of a popular radio and television program with which I'm associated, in which I ask people to speak without hesitation, repetition, or deviation on a given subject. I'd like to try and do that now on the subject of St. David's Home. Over the years, the residents have ranged from code breakers to cab drivers, civil servants to bakers. But they all have one thing in common. They have served in Her Majesty's Armed Forces. They may now need practical help in everyday life, but they're still the same people with their own preferences and personalities. And that's how they are treated here at St. David's. Walter, that was lovely, absolutely amazing. Can you stop for a minute? Because I want to tell them that Walter Humphreys here is the oldest inhabitant. He's 101 years of age, an amazing record. He saw service with the army in the First World War. He saw action at Ypres and Arras. And this is his lovely daughter, Pat. Now, when was he actually, he was taken prisoner, wasn't he, at one point, Pat?
Yes, he was taken prisoner in March 1918.
1918,
so he spent the last
yes.
8 months as a prisoner of war. Not in a proper camp.
No.
Just when
We were left behind.
You got left
They
behind.
couldn't get us out. A whole company of us, 100 or so of us, were left behind.
Yes.
Completely surrounded.
Oh.
And in the morning, first morning, we were told there were some of our people behind us on the ridge to protect us. But when the morning came,
Yeah.
we were being fired down on by
Oh.
Germans.
Walter,
So we
what-
had the order to charge these people
Yes.
behind us on the hill. And we charged them and they wiped us out.
Oh, yeah, but you survived.
I crawled back.
You crawled back and you were taken prisoner.
I pushed my way down the slope with my heels.
My goodness, what an
And then
experience.
turned a somersault in the trench at the bottom.
And there were just two of them.
And
And you can still remember it
Yeah.
at 101,
Oh,
as
yes.
vividly as that. And then, of course, you were liberated later. And then then of course you're a pianist, so you played the piano for your comrades and all the Belgians who asked them to join in the liberation festivities that were going on.
yeah,
And of course, the most wonderful thing of all is, something of which I know you and of course your daughter Pat's very proud, is quite recently a colonel from the French army came over here to St. David's and gave you this great honour,
That's
the
right.
Legion d'Honneur, for
That's
your
right.
services defending French soil during the First World War. Now, that's a wonderful honour. I wonder, Walter, you can still play, and that's an incredible achievement at your age. Would you give us another little tune now? What would you like to play for us? Carry on.
Danny boy.
Danny Boy. St. David's Home was founded in 1918, at the end of the First World War. And the original building, which is still in use, was owned by Queen Victoria's father, the then Duke of Kent. He used it as a hunting lodge. The home is a great favourite with the present members of the royal family. There have been visits here from the Queen and the late Diana, Princess of Wales, and the Duchess of Kent. Some residents are still living in a 13-bedded ward, but they have just completed here a £300,000 refurbishment project.
Well, George, this is your new room. It's nice and bright and spacious, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
What do you think about it?
Come and see it.
13 residents are moving into new homes which offer privacy, with additional space and rooms with doors instead of cubicles with curtains.
Pockets are.
St. David's is about 24-hour care for residents who often need help in every aspect of their lives. The home has 2 of these specialist Parker bars, which each cost £4,000. St. David's is a Christian foundation, but residents of all religions, or no religion at all, are equally welcome.
We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever.
St. David's has its own ambulance, which is used for taking residents on outings, as well as hospital appointments. Creative activities are available every weekday, and it's entirely up to the residents whether they wish to take part. Music and concerts of all kinds feature regularly in the St. David's Diary.
I still couldn't hide my love for you.
The mobile library visits regularly, and residents order books on a wide range of subjects.
Murder at Raven Rock.
Families are welcome at any time, and visits mean a great deal to the
The
residents.
sun's out now, dear. It's lovely. The bluebells are out. It's lovely out there.
Teas, coffees, biscuits, they're all served whenever the residents feel they would like to have them, just like at home. Residents are free to get up and go to bed when they like and to participate in whatever activities they most enjoy, but there's no obligation. If you led a very active life, there comes a point sometimes when it's difficult to accept that you need help to achieve that independence that you feel you're entitled to. And also the greatest sacrifice that a family can often make is accepting that their loved ones can be better off in a home like St. David's than the quality of life they could give them if they remained at home. With me is Elizabeth Holton. Now, Elizabeth, you had to make a difficult decision about your husband about a year ago.
He was very unhappy about being paralyzed down one side.
Yes.
He was an impatient man and a difficult man. And therefore I admire this place all the more for being able to cope with him so wonderfully well. He was a difficult patient. He was a difficult husband.
Hello, Walter.
Medical care at St. David's is excellent, with a GP from the local practice visiting once a week.
And did you go into hospital after that? Or?
This afternoon we're going to continue the sessions that we've been doing on...
All the staff take part in regular training sessions, covering every aspect of their work, from fire safety to moving residents in comfort to make sure they don't injure themselves. The kitchen is presided over by Chef Anne-Marie, who turns out over 500 home-prepared main meals a week.
As you can note, we put on spinach on Wednesday to give them a green vegetable.
Menus are agreed in consultation with residents, management and the catering contractor.
In line with the season.
Bridie heads the laundry team, which looks after all the residents' laundry and makes sure their personal wardrobes always look their best. St. David's is already offering outstanding quality of life to its residents, but it still has a great many challenging goals for the future, as Keith Birtwell explains.
My vision for St. David's is that every individual here is treated as an individual, with dignity and given personal choice. I want to improve their environment, to improve the decor and the furnishings, to improve the landscaping and make the gardens accessible for everybody. Everybody here has a story to tell, and I feel that now is the time to give back to those people who've given us so much in their past.
St. David's has already been massively enlarged from its first purpose-built extension in the 1920s, which was substantially upgraded and refurbished in the 1990s. The final planned phase of the upgrading is to redevelop St. Mary's and build an additional 26-bed unit to optimize the use of the overall site. That would enable St. David's to house a total of 68 residents. That would generate additional income and make it easier for St. David's to cover costs, which are currently heavily subsidized by the generosity of service benevolent funds and other donors.
And all the photographs of him in the middle and they all singing happy birthday to him.
The home
Really nice.
has now launched a £1 million appeal to complete this project and guarantee its long-term future.
Tom's had a good day today, much better, not so confused.
St. David's is optimistic that much of this massive sum will come from major donors, including commerce and industry, but that still leaves a great deal to be raised from generous individuals. St. David's is a wonderful place, offering loving care and a quality of life to ex-servicemen. So if you're looking for a residential home for yourself or a member of your family, or you're professionally involved in choosing care homes, then St. David's can help. If in your golden years you wanted to live in a beautiful place, have excellent catering facilities and other amenities, surrounded by really caring staff, living your declining years in the lap of luxury, then the answer is St David's Home in Ealing. Ah, that's repetition, but you can't repeat that too often. St David's Home in Ealing.
Did I ever tell you when I ran the half mile?
So if you'd like to volunteer to help, or give a donation, or make a legacy to an outstanding cause, the person to contact is Keith Birtwell at St David's Home. He will be delighted to hear from you.